It is the 9 o'clock news local edition on Rock 93.7 and getting a little bit bluesy with you tonight. Well, you're listed as blues, but really when I think of blues, I kind of think of a little bit on the sadder side. I would classify yours as happy blues.
Definitely.
I have with me tonight Carissia. Say hello.
Hello, everyone.
And then I have with her also the company.
My name is Tom.
Yeah, Tom. Well, Tom's the only one that's with her tonight. There's actually a whole band that
There's
goes with it.
a whole band that goes with it, yes.
So Tom was nice enough to come along with you, and we're going to be talking about Carissia and Company tonight. You guys have actually been around the Cookeville area for some time now.
10 years. Came here to attend Tennessee Tech to get my master's and EDS.
Okay, what is EDS?
Specialist in education.
Oh, okay. Now, see, there goes my education. I had no idea what that was. So you started out doing the whole educational thing. How did you get into the music side?
Well, the music side started many years ago when I was young and started singing in church gospel choirs. Actually started out with Bobby Jones out of Nashville. And then later on with several groups, one that we created with my ex-husband called Sexual Fulfillment. And then Carissia and Company came out of Sexual Fulfillment.
So he was a sax player?
He was a sax player, yes.
Nice little play on words. I like that. That's kind of nice. So, all right, well, that's how you got your start into music. What about you, Tom?
I started playing guitar after going to see Bo Diddley and Chuck Berry and people that used to come into the Nashville area, and that became my passion after a while. Once I started playing, that's pretty much what I wanted to do.
So you guys are both really, do I want to say blues aficionados? I guess that fits, right?
Yes, but I kind of take a turn from him in the sense that he heard Bo Diddley. See, the reason why you say happy blues is because I'm a James Brown person.
Okay.
I'm an aficionado of James Brown. I loved James Brown when I was growing up.
Oh, yeah.
And so we would listen to all those songs, and I was really into the male songs more than I was the female songs. And so that's why some of our music seems a little bit intense because I'm always feeling that pulse, that pulsating feeling of delivering the music and making people feel it.
Well, it makes for a nice little marriage, but I just wanted to, not that I'm going off on a tangent on that.
Oh, no, I understand.
One of those things where most people, when they hear the word blues, because we've had a couple of blues acts on, and you think a little bit more solemn and stuff, but I love that yours has the kind of upbeat. In fact, you've actually named one of your songs off of that.
Too Wild for the Blues?
Too Wild for the Blues.
Yes.
Is that where that's born from?
Yes, because when I was younger, Mom and my family, my father was part of the Neptunes, and so I've been around music a long time, and I didn't like it. I wasn't, because they played it all the time. I was like, oh, Mom. And and ooh, Dad too. So then later on, as you get older, you start listening, and it's a nostalgic feeling. And blues is therapy. It's an opportunity to express yourself. And a lot of people think it's only sad, but it's also a way to be happy and to express yourself through that emotion. So Too Wild for the Blues came about because as I started maturing and researching and learning about the blues, I realized, oh, my God, this is some awesome music. And then I became obsessed with it a little bit, and I wanted to perform it. Plus, I met a gentleman at one of my gigs, and we got into an argument. And he said, it's all about the art and blah, blah, blah. And that person is Tom. And I'm sitting here thinking, wait a minute, this man is telling me about my own music. So that caused me to do even more research. And once I got into it, I was just hooked.
Tom, so what about that? Is that how you two hooked up?
I guess I grew up listening to WLAC late at night, like many of the blues players have. And I think we straddle the fence between R&B and blues. A lot of the rhythms that we play that we're into are just a little bit different from a slow four chord blues. We're really into things that are rhythmic, like she says, the James Brown things, some of the actual funk type of playing.
We put it into the blues.
There it is.
Yeah.
Well, how about if we hear it in the blues? This is Too Wild for the Blues. It's Carissia and Company on the 9 o'clock news local edition on Rock 93.7. It is the 9 o'clock news local edition on Rock 93.7. This week I have in studio with me Carissia and Company. I want to thank you guys for coming by to talk to us and kind of getting a little bit more understanding of what your music is about. You started out from the background of your family was kind of into the music. I think I heard the Neptunes mentioned earlier.
Yes.
And so you have that going for you as far as it was there and eventually it kind of blossomed and turned into something else. Is that passion what drives you to make the music you do now, or?
Yes, definitely. I'm very passionate about the music that we create, and I'm very passionate about the music that was created before me. And I'm passionate about the people who actually sit down, create music, and make you feel beautiful on the inside, you know, or help you deal with whatever emotion that you're dealing with at a particular function. So I just love the music.
You guys are, you've been together now for about 10 years. I think we established earlier that the history of the band goes back about 10 years.
Oh, no. We go back like 20 years.
Carissia and Company goes back 20 years.
It goes back 20 years.
Okay.
And we've had awesome musicians playing with us, like Reggie Wooten from the Wooten Brothers. We have DJ Blair, one of the top drummers out of Nashville, Raymond Massey. We've just had a whole host of great people who have supported what we do. We also do an educational program called Live Music in America, and I had set it up as a nonprofit, but it became too much work and I couldn't practice as much as I want. So now it's a presentation that we take into the schools to highlight these different genres of music. And but we've been around a long time, and we were really successful with the school program in Nashville, but then I wanted some letters behind my name, and so then I came to Tennessee Tech.
Oh, okay. I see. So we kind of went after the educational aspect.
Yeah, because
and now you're back into focusing more on the other side of it again?
I'm going to be honest with you. I'm doing both.
Doing both?
You can't do one without the other, because music is educational all the way around, because it's a mirror of society. It tells you what's going on. It also makes people feel good. And it's a learning practice in the sense that music is math. And it's encouraging young people to pay attention to what's going on in school, not only math, but my real focus is reading literacy. So if I can get them in the music and pique their interest about something, maybe they'll go back and read it. I'm encouraging them to go back and read about their ancestral roots and also learning how to be tolerant and accepting of other people. So all that's in the music.
So not much keeping the music as a background, rather, but keeping it in the foreground and the doorway to lead them into it.
The way I look at music is part of everything that we do. And it satisfies that spiritual part of each of our beings. That's the way I look at it. And we focus on keeping it clean, keeping it fun.
You said all kinds of music, different formats, not just blues. What other kinds do you cover?
When we do the educational program, we'll do we'll do folk songs, spiritual songs, gospel songs. We do maybe one or two alternatives. Sometimes we'll bring in some of these other players to maybe do the rap. When we're doing some of the educational programs, it's easier to bring in a young person that people can relate to, because we're dealing with today's lifestyles. Right. And I'm kind of a little bit older, so I don't know if they want a silverhead ladies doing a song like, what's a good rap? Happy?
Around here, we don't call that older. We call that seasoned.
Seasoned. I'm very seasoned.
Well, we're going to come back and talk a little bit more with Carissia and Company about their music as we continue on the 9 o'clock news local edition on Rock 93.7. It is the 9 o'clock news local edition on Rock 93.7, getting a little bit of education about the blues and some other music too tonight. We've got Carissia and Company in, and we were talking earlier about a program that you're doing where you're trying to get music into schools. Give them the proper name for that.
Live Music in America.
Live Music in America. Has it got a website?
It did. We're in the process of reconstructing one.
Now, what about Carissia and Company? Do you have?
Yes, we do have a website, CarissaandCompany.com.
Okay, go to that simply, and then of course I'm sure, like most people, your socials. So I'm sure you're doing the whole Facebook thing and the appearance. I'm going to tell you, it gets grueling keeping up with all of that now. We've gotten so interactive that I think the best thing to do is to really get out and see a band and that's the best way. And you guys get out and perform. How often do you do that?
Well, we usually, in the Cookeville area, we usually do one Saturday night at Char, and then private functions. And so that's based on, whoever's private function is. Like we did Blues and Brews, so some of the festivals in the area. And then on Wednesday night, we have something called Lyrics, where singer-songwriters come out and they perform at Char, starting at 8 o'clock, and that's every Wednesday night. And so we're really happy that the owners, Chad and Tiffany, are allowing this to take place in their facility. And then at 10 o'clock, we go into the blues. So that's something that's just starting up. But we've been doing lyrics, the focus on song lyrics since January 15th of last year.
There is some major talent here. After doing this show for, well, not quite a year yet, but we're getting closer to it, I think, as we go along. And over the course of this time, talking with different bands, different acts, we've had all kinds, not just, we've done rock, we've done blues, we've done folk, we've done, the only thing I haven't had yet is bluegrass, really, honestly.
Really?
I'm surprised I've not yet, but we've kind of opened the door up to everybody to come in and talk to us, and it's just so much talent around here. The thing that I'm finding, not enough venues. Not enough places for the talent to be showcased. You've been in this community for a while. You've performed. Would you agree?
I definitely would agree to that.
Right.
So I went to Chad and talked to Chad, and I went to him and said, well, what do you think about lyrics? He said, let's give it a try. So we're appreciative for that. And for the songwriters that are coming, oh, my God, all of them are so good. And we just appreciate them coming out, too, because hopefully somebody between Knoxville and Nashville on I-40 will stop in looking for a new song and might hear it.
We've got them. I'm telling you now, we've had bands all the way down from Ashland City that have come in to talk to us. So there's a lot of talent around the area. And speaking of songwriting, you guys have gotten some of your own songs that you've written. We've got one of your discs. We played one of your songs earlier. Let's talk about another one of your tracks. I believe we were going to talk about Loving You.
Loving. I'm going to let Tom talk since I've been overbearing.
The original track or whatever that we started for that song came from a Johnny Taylor thing called Cheaper to Keep Her. And I started messing with that chord progression, kind of wrote the original music with that in mind. And the original thing was, first the lyrics we came up were walking.
Excuse me. You came up with walking.
Mm-hmm. But walking didn't fly, obviously.
I was like,
apparently not.
I don't want to walk. I want to love. So I said, we need to change the lyrics so they'll fit more people who are like me that don't necessarily want to walk all the time. So we took it from there. And loving really kind of digs deep down in the soul because to me, there's three types of loving. One is the sweet, innocent kind of love that kind of takes you down through there and you forget about the time where you are. And then you got the loving that the low down, dirty blues kind of loving, make you do the things you never thought you would do. And then we have the purest love of all, and that's loving and sharing, the real reason we were put here on this earth, to learn to love one another and to share and to get along. And so that song encompasses all those three types of loving in my mind.
I couldn't set that up any better if I wanted to. How about if we just play it then? It's Carissia and Company on the 9 o'clock news local edition on Rock 93.7. It is the 9 o'clock news local edition on Rock 93.7. Having a wonderful time tonight talking with Carissia and Company. And you guys have really been together 20 years now, the band, in its current iteration, not quite that long. You said you've had members come and go. Things have changed over time. And that happens with bands, I think. And then you've also started doing the whole school music thing.
Yes.
So clearly, sharing music is your passion. That's pretty obvious. Are you planning to put together more new material, original material? Or?
Oh, we have been working on new material. Matter of fact, some of it is showing up on ReverbNation.com and songs like Crayfish Blues and Dreaming Away, and there are a couple other songs that we haven't put on on a CD yet. We're waiting to get one more song that we're really passionate about, and we're going to put out an EP. More
artists are doing that. I think I've talked to a couple of bands about they're trying to decide whether they want to go the EP route or the album route. Big names now going the EP route. I've noticed some of the bigger ones are just putting out a few songs here and there, or just giving away songs even sometimes, just to kind of overcome this whole piracy thing.
Right.
It's really gotten out of hand, and so a lot of artists suffering from that. But what you do have now is available.
Yes.
They can get their hands on it. Go to your website. Do you have links up there?
Or go to CD Baby.
Okay, CD Baby.
CDBaby.com.
And just put in Carissia and Company.
And they can order. They have a nice supply.
Okay, well, you can go through there and order that, and then the other songs linked up through Reverb Nation, and those link up through your website as well?
Yes.
Okay, so Central Hub, CarissaandCompany.com. Now, as you've got one more song you say you want to put together, and you want to put out an EP, so you've been working on that. Is it easier for you to get into the studio to record now, or harder, or?
We've actually been doing this pretty much ourselves. I've got a 8-track unit that we have in the house, and I put down all the tracks first, and then we put down her vocals and try to clean them up as much as possible, and then finally we take it to Nashville to have it
Remastered?
Mastered, yeah.
How much do you rework stuff? A lot of artists, they go in, they've got a guy, he does this, he flips this switch, he hits that. Are you old school? Do you just kind of go, that was one take and it's good, let's go?
Even from the very beginning, when we have a song, we've gotten the lyrics straightened out between us, and we've sort of got the chord progression. So we have worked it between the two of us, guitar and vocal, so we know how that's going to go. So when I first go in and we start with the drum track, and she'll come in and even listen to that track, and she doesn't approve of it, then we throw that out and keep going till we find something that mutually works for us.
But you don't make him keep reworking it as far as, we could add one more thing. We could add this. We could add.
No, basically, one track person. I go in, I like to lay it down. I'm through. 3 is the most you're going to get out of me. I'm sorry. Because I feel like the feeling is, you get the best part in the first 3 tracks. But one of the things that we also do is we will go to some of our friends, like Reggie Wooten. He's on several of those tracks playing bass. And Reggie and Tom and I, we've worked together. And just cool. We just go in and we feel it. Because people forget, music is all about feeling. And we just put it down. And then we go on. And if somebody, if later on some record label or whatever wants to take it, then we can go through all that extra money to get it tweaked, But right now, we just want to get it out to the people and have fun.
Well, I think that's what it's about. Sharing. I think you said earlier.
Yeah.
It's one of the great things about being on this earth. We're here to share. I can't think of anything better to share than music.
And also, I want to highlight the praises of Tom, because we'll write a song, and sometimes now I taught me how to play guitar and all that good stuff, but it get in the way when I'm performing. But I'll hum what I want. I'll hum the melody. It's cool that he's got a really good ear that I can just kind of hum what I want. And then if he puts something extra in there, I tell him, no, that's not what I'm feeling.
Well, it sounds like a great partnership, and looking forward to hearing great things from you. EP, eventually you're going to get around to that. And for now, keep up with you on Facebook. They can find you at CarissaandCompany.com.
Or hang out with us on Wednesday nights at Char on the Cookeville Square.
And go check out the songwriting experience, too. Sounds like a good time.
Oh, yeah.
So, thank you so much for coming in,
talking
to us. Appreciate it. Tom.
Much, Greg.
Carissia, it's been a blessing. And this has been the 9 o'clock news local edition on Rock 93.7.